I do believe that there is so much power in reclaiming your own peace and saying, it is the moral high ground thing, right?
Yeah.
If I know that I have the moral high ground in the situation, there is so much solace in that it is almost impossible, and also a self-flagellation
Autonomy.
to allow myself to be angry.
Autonomy is an amazing thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Autonomy and I feel fully emancipated.
Emancipated. Also, and I want to speak for you, but I also believe that you're like feeling your power, like because it is not tied to something else, and it's just you.
But it's a little, it's rejiggering it.
It should be unnerving.
Yeah.
It should be frightening.
Yeah.
It should be all those things. But that is what the adventure is.
Yeah.
If you're not a little bit afraid, you're not doing it.
Yeah. A little off kilter.
A little bit off. Wake up thinking it might crash today.
Yeah.
Like all of that, that's where the magic happens.
I woke up this morning feeling that, and you know what I did? I wrote something. I used that as inspiration to write about the experience that I had this weekend.
Yes.
Right? Being with all those people, and many of those people are just beautiful, smart Black people, really people of all different ethnicities.
Yes.
But to be with you,
Yes.
right, and friends and people who I admire was very empowering, so to speak. And so from that negative, or I don't know if it's a negative space, but from that, it's all kind of dark. It's a little dark.
Yes.
From that space, I say, how do I create light in this space? And the light came from really just sharing, being honest about it, and then putting it out there rather than keeping it inside, because then it becomes darker, right? I let the light in.
And that's the magic.
Yeah.
Have you encountered this sentiment in Black people that I've experienced, which they're just like, I'm not doing anything. You broke it, you fix it. I'm not touching it. I'm done. Like, have you experienced that?
I woke up in the middle of the night and I read something someone said, and it was also on social media as well. I read something about Black people sitting out, especially about Black women. I forget exactly what I read. And then, I flipped through, it's like, oh, let me see what's on social media. And it was a Black guy saying, someone was saying, let's go, let's fight. We're having this march for freedom, or a march for whatever on this day. And then this voice came to him and said, sit down. You don't need to do that. And then all of the comments were like, I'm going to be minding my own Black business on this or whatever. I'm not getting out. I'm not fighting. I'm not joining any march, any protest, nothing. I'm conflicted about it.
What? Tell me.
Because I understand the sentiment, especially more so coming from Black women, because Black women have always fought for us. They've kept us alive as a people, and especially Black men. We have been on the shoulders of Black women. But I don't understand it. I think the men can join in a bit more. But I also believe that we have to fight. You have to be in the fight in order to win, right? And so I don't like it when people who sit out reap the benefits, but that always happens. But I am conflicted about it. But I don't believe that the only way to fight or push back is through protest, public protest.
Right. Right. I think I share that conflicted feeling. But also I'm not sending anybody out to the street. I'm not, encouraging anybody to go in a physical protest.
One must be willing to sacrifice something.
I don't think that, maybe I'm overanalyzing this, but I don't believe that people are saying that they don't recognize that fighting is the only way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what I am sensing in those comments is the massive disappointment.
Yeah.
The massive disappointment in the rest of the population that they could not abide that Black woman. And they were willing to risk it all.
Yeah.
Not to have her. And I think, because we had only been to the finish line twice. In the first the 3 times. In the first 2 times, we went over the finish line. So Barack Obama got to the finish line and he won twice. So we had never gotten to the finish line, had the presidential candidate, and the country rebuked it. And not only did they rebuke it for the worst possible choice. I think that hurt in a way that we are still trying to escalate and people are still trying to articulate. But it is a deep, deep wound, and a lot of people are not even dealing with process. They try to they're into diversion, like we're line dancing.
Yeah.
So that's what that
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some shrimp and grits. But what it goes back to what you were saying about what James Baldwin said. We don't want to be too hopeful, and I see people saying it as well. Is why do I have to get out there and march? You should have voted. You should have voted a different way, and you fucked around and found out. And so, live with it.
And they're often saying, I will likely get there one day.
Right.
Just not there right
I'm just not. I'm tired.
I'm tired right now.
Or I'm done for the moment.
Yes. I mean,
I think it's okay to be done for the moment, but I don't think that forever you cannot just sit back.
There's going to come a time,
Right,
when the full weight of what is being done now will be felt in people's homes. Everybody, not just it's already being felt in some people's homes, right? There's passport issues that people are having, who identities.
Yeah, but wait till the MAGA folks start losing their veterans, their services,
I'm not worried about them, and all that's going to happen. In our communities, it's going to come home and be felt very personally. And there's a moment where, as much as we want to rest, or as much as we want to line dance, or as much as we want diversion,
we won't have that luxury.
We will not have the option to sit.
Not just luxury, we won't have the option.
We won't have the option.
That's different. Having the luxury and then having the option. So we're gonna be forced, compelled to do it.
When you look at everything that's happened, the Black people, particularly Black women, over-indexed tremendously in federal government. There's already now a class action lawsuit that said they were letting go more Black people and keeping more white people. There's already a lawsuit bill on this. Black women are now the most highly educated segment of the population, but along with that, they're also carrying the most student loan debt.
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of the Department of Education, you shift around how student loans are operated, how they're managed. You shift around repayment systems that did weigh your income so that you would go broke trying to pay back these student loans. All of those things, all those hens are going to come home to roost. There will come a time when we won't have the option of saying, you did it, you broke it, you fix it. It will be landing on us. And I don't know what that'll look like, but I believe that that will produce some sort of action from our community.
Do you worry about, I do. I worry about it. I don't know how you feel. Do you worry about the silencing or the minimizing of not just liberal or centrist voices, but Black voices in media who are, and I don't mean, there doesn't mean that there aren't Black people there, but like there are people who are advocating for Black issues openly and unapologetically. Does that concern you?
Well, I think I want to be able to have a little bit of hindsight, a little distance from it so that I can analyze it more clearly. But on its face, there are voices that came to much more prominence during BLM and are tied to that. Like in the consciousness, they are tied to a face forward, unapologetic Blackness that is liberation focused. It doesn't quibble. It doesn't try to hide itself in disguise. I do worry that those kinds of voices, we have fewer of them, and that the voices that we do have take a more nuanced approach to discussing what the bigger problems are in the society and don't always center or put forth race in that discussion. And I don't know if I have enough data yet to be able to make such a sweeping statement, but that is my worry and that is what I watch.
Mhm. I think the more nuanced that is, I appreciate that. I don't know if that's really happening. I think this is a moment of fear for a lot of people. Obviously, people are sort of recalculating what they do. And I think that you always have to read the room
Yes.
to figure out, like, okay, in this moment, how far should I go? What should I do in order to stay here, to be able to do that? But I also believe in moments like this, it's important to stand strong. And I believe that you can stand strong and still be more forward and just figure out, and just maybe there's a different place or a different spot for you. Maybe it's
Right.
more independent, and you don't have all of that, as we mentioned, corporation behind you.